We're going to start with this one. This is the reveal. This is the big reveal. Big game. Huge game. One of the biggest games. A bit of a bias. Bungie fan. Played a lot of Halo back in the day. Is that on the moon? Uh-oh. That was cool. I like that. That's cool.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it strove to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless things. And the heart that fed.
I think the character design is pretty weak. I actually think that the world building and like the atmosphere of the game is really good. But like, I'm making a lot of comparisons in my head right now with like this and the Death Stranding 2 trailer. And like, it's really hard to be as good as Kojima. But like, outside of this character design, I think that it at least reminded me of that. But these characters just look like, toys. The design isn't... It doesn't have any edge to it. I just don't like it. I wouldn't make a decision on the game for that reason, but that's just my opinion. Like, this is like, it's okay, right? But like, if you go and you compare this to like the level of quality of the Kojima characters inside of Death Stranding 2, you just really, you're looking at two different types of situations. And I think that like a character's being aesthetic and looking good is a prime value. You need that. You have to have that. And this is just not really there. They look too clean. They do. And like, so let me get a bit farther before I start going on tangents.
Welcome once again. Once again. As a new shell.
Like, this is okay. I think this is a decent design.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against...
Like, you can see, like, I mean, you've clearly got, like, a convergence here between, like, you know, again, like, the Kojima Death Stranding aesthetic and, like, Cyberpunk. You know, I mean, you look at, like, this is kind of like Lucy from Cyberpunk and, like, the anime. But I'm just not... am I crazy? I just don't think it has that edge to it.
your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. It's supposed to be my lucky charm.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mother. Your mother.
Now, consider this. Do you recognize this child?
Is that her?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
I think that that sequence is like a good example of when show don't tell would have been probably a better way to demonstrate like what that was. I think that if there was like almost no dialogue there, it would have been a lot better. I think that in a lot of cases, like that's true, is that less dialogue is better.
Hey, what's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that there's like a degree of like a style clash where you have like, you know, Unreal 5 hyper realistic backgrounds with like these cartoonish, almost Fortnite style objects and characters. It's not a big deal, right? Like, I'm just kind of talking about it.
Do you ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
It's an extraction shooter, by the way.
wings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of that boundless wreck. Boundless, alone and level sands stretch far away.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
Man. I think that a lot of the negative sentiment for this is that this should have been an 11. It's a 7. It's a 7 or an 8. But this should have been an 11. Because, like, I can see, like, inside of this, that, like, if you gave this to a person that was, like, in my opinion, a little bit more deranged or creative, I actually think this trailer would have been fucking phenomenal. This trailer felt like it was an advertisement for a Kojima game, but it didn't have Kojima. That's the way that I feel about it. And, like, it's almost really, really good. Like, I think that, like, the aesthetic and, like, the vibe of it, it's really interesting because, like, especially at the beginning of this was really, really good. Like, I really like this a lot. And then as soon as they started introducing the characters, it just, I felt like it turned from something that had, like, a certain degree of, like gripping interest. And it just turned, like, kind of weird. Character design's horrible. Yeah, and cool trailer, but it felt hollow. Yeah, it did. And so, I mean, I'm not as negative about the trailer as a lot of other people are, but I can see why people are so negative. And there's something that's, like, very uncanny about the characters, and it makes it look like they aren't really kind of supposed to be there. And it's hard for me to describe, I think. But yeah, looks plastic. Yeah, but, like, that I want to say something more than that, right? So people are negative because it's the cool thing to do. Nothing is okay in this world anymore. The art direction's not cohesive. It clashes and it doesn't pass the vibe check. I mean, I guess, like, I mean, yeah, I definitely think, like, which is weird because, like, am I the only person who thought that, like, the first, like, 2 minutes of this trailer was absolute cinema, in my opinion. Like, this was, like, fucking amazing. This was so good. And I really liked it a lot. And then it just kind of got weird with these characters. Yeah, no, I mean, that's it. And there's a lot of people who haven't really liked the character design. Marilyn Manson vibes are putting me off, not interesting. I can see why you say they stand out, but in the way the Polygon character in Resident Evil stood out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing we play as the newly produced bots. The woman interview robot does it to check if the bot is stable. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm not really sure. But yeah, I think that there's definitely a lot of, like, I mean, overall, like, after watching this trailer, would I be encouraged to buy this game? The answer, if you want me to be honest, is yes. Yes, I think that this is good enough that I would probably buy the game based off of this. Now, and also, like, I have pretty low standards for games, and I'd pretty much try it out, see what it's like. That's kind of the mindset that I usually have. Try it out, see what it's like, and if it sucks, I stop playing it. But I think that for people that have like a lot less free time than I do, and maybe even also disposable income, because it'll cost money, the game will cost money, I think it's $40 or something like that, then I think that they're going to exercise more discretion than I will. It's artsy, though. Well, like, the thing is that it's artsy, but it's artsy in a way that I think is indulgent, and it's not exciting. Like, again, if you compare this, I think it's a great way to look at this is to compare it, is like this trailer here, right? Like, I feel like this, like these two have like very much the same energy. And maybe I'm crazy, but like I think so. And you can see like with a character like this, for example, there's something about this that's like more compelling and interesting. Just in terms of the design. And I'm not talking about like the graphics quality, but like it's just more compelling and interesting. A lot of the character design, actually, this is a good way for me to put it. Some of the character design in this game, it reminds me a lot of when you first get Photoshop and you apply every single like filter to text to make it look as cool as possible, but then you realize it's like hard to read and see what's going on with it. Does that make sense? Like you guys did this whenever you were kids, right? Yeah. It's over design. That's their goal. Well, if that's their goal, they succeeded. And so anyway, that's basically it.